So this is Swift Archway Sport Cottingham. It's going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. In the front locker, you've got your two gas bottle tie downs with your gas regulator on the bulkhead. Yellow tab on the side there is a gas isolator valve, so you can shut the gas supply off should you ever need to. You can carry a maximum of 2 6-kilogram propane gas bottles at any point on board the caravan. Coming down the side of the caravan, you've got your heating and hot water flue. Heating and hot water flue is very simply there to do the same job as the flue on the side of your house. You don't need to do anything with this, you just need to leave it open at all times and uncovered so it doesn't, because it does essentially get very hot, so you don't want to be covering it up because it will cause problems. You've then got your wind down legs, so you've got two on either side at the front, so you've got one on this side and then one on the opposite side in the same location. Then from the back of the caravan you'll see there's two from the rear of the van also. You've then got your water pump connection. Very simply, pull the blue trigger back and release the pump and push in to lock the pump in place. You've then got your pickup pipe that drops down inside the act roll, and that pipe needs to be fully submerged in water prior to turning the water pump on. You then got your battery locker. We'll transfer the battery over from your old caravan, and then we've got the mains power lead coming in from the power on site directly to the side of the caravan. Further down the side of the caravan, you've got your Social motor mover. We'll demonstrate the motor mover to you here on site, and we'll also torque the wheel nuts prior to you leaving site, so you can see they have been tightened correctly. A bit further down the side of the van, you've got your toilet flush tank, so you'll open this up and put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. And at the bottom, you've got your toilet waste cassette. You pull up the orange handle and release the cassette. The orange neck here will turn out 90 degrees, so you can tip the waste away. The grey cap is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. On the back of the cassette, you've got an orange pressure relief button, so when you press the button in and you're tipping the waste away, it will stop the waste spitting and splattering back at you. The handle here also does double as a pull-out handle, so you can pull the cassette along when you are on site. You've then got a storage locker for underneath the bunks at the rear of the caravan. Two wind-down legs on the back, as you can see. Coming down the door side of the caravan, you've got two fridge vents. Two fridge vents are very simply there to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in. And behind one of those will also be a gas flue for when the fridge is running on gas. You have a 3-pin socket so you can have power out to your awning. And then you've got your storage locker for underneath the front seating area and your barbecue gas point. Going on to the inside of the caravan now, above the door as you come in, you've got your main control panel for the caravan, so you turn the power on. You've got your water pump on the left hand side, which I'll come back to in a moment. You've got your view levels, which will bring up the battery levels on either side, depending on whether you connect to the car or the leisure battery on board the van. You've then got an indicator on what is due or should be the power post here, and then a green light on the caravan, so that is indicating we have mains power coming into the caravan. I'll show you another way of checking that in a moment when we get to that point of the handover. To turn the control panel on next to it, the Truma control panel, you need to make sure you've got mains power connected, and what you'll do is you'll come in to the control panel here to where you've got the symbol for the heat, for the gas or 240 volt mode, and just for now I'm just going to select electric 1 because if not it will throw an error code up. To turn this control panel off, you always need to make sure you turn this off prior to turning off the main control panel, and you'll very simply press the central button and it will allow that control panel to turn off. It will come up with off on the screen, as you can see here, and then the screen will go off, and then you can turn off that control panel afterwards once you have fully turned off this panel. So the next thing we're going to do, now you've seen the control panel above door, it's going to take away the main trip switches are inside the caravan. So you've got 240 main trip switches underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the caravan. Hit the test switch. If the switch drops down like it's just done, it means there is mains power coming into the caravan. So that's the other way of checking you've got mains power. You've then got your 12 volt fuses on the left hand side, all individually numbered and inside the door, which you'll see just there. And when this front cabinet door is down, you'll be able to see them completely. It will tell you what them fuses are for and what amp it should have in it. And then you've got your system shutdown to isolate all the power on board the caravan, your charger, which you need to have on at all times, and your heating and hot water that you need to have on at all times. The fuse on the end here is a spare fuse, which you can turn on if you wish to, but it shouldn't operate anything on board the caravan unless you have some different wired into the van. Underneath the seat, you've also got your yellow drain down valve. So to fill the water system up, that yellow valve needs to be flat with the floor, as it is at the moment, and then upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat to drain the water system down. So with that yellow valve flat with the floor, we can open all the taps up on the water system on the hot side. Once all them taps are open on the hot side of the water system, we can turn on the water pump next to the door. So we're going to turn the water pump on and the water system will start filling up. Once the water system is completely full and we have water running out of every tap on board the caravan, you can shut all of the taps back off because the system is full, and then we can start showing you how to heat the water on board the van with the gas and electric options. So now the water system is full, like I said, we can start thinking about warming the water. So on the control panel above the door, which is the TrueMet heating and hot water control panel, you'll see there is several different options. First one we're going to come to is the room temperature. So when this icon is flashing, you can press the central button, then you can spin the dial to the right to turn the temperature up, and spin it to the left to turn the heating down or turn the heating off. To set the heating option, all you need to do is, so for instance 6 degrees, hit the central button and the heating will kick in at 6 to 7 degrees. I'm just going to turn that back off for now. The next symbol across is the water temperature. We're going to spin the dial to the right, hit the central button, and then you've got the option for off, eco, hot or boost. Now I'm going to set it on boost, so when you arrive on site the water has got some temperature to it. So hit to set the water temperature, hit the central button and the water system will start warming up. The next symbol across is the power supply coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on, or if you're off grid, the gas option. To ignite the gas, all you need to simply do is make sure the gas bottle is turned on in the front locker. Ignite your hob first to make sure you've got gas coming through the system. And if you want to ignite it on gas, hit the central button. If it fails to ignite, it'll come up with an error code on the screen. Mix 1 is 1000 watts of electric and gas at the same time. Mix 2 is 2000 watts of electric and gas at the same time. Electric 1, which is what we're going to set it to at the moment, is 1000 watts of electric on its own. And electric 2 is 2000 watts of electric on its own. The last symbol you see here on the right hand side is your fan speed for when you've got the heating turned on. Now at the moment that is turned off because the heating isn't on, but when this comes up you'll have the option of 1, 2 all the way through to 10 I believe it is on this control panel, and you can use the dial to change the fan speed to blow the hot air around the caravan when the heating is turned on. So that is your heating and hot water systems. Down the bottom of the screen you will notice there's 3 advanced options. Now with these we do advise you read the manual fully that comes with the caravan, as if I tried to explain them in a video it would probably take me 2 to 3 hours to complete the video. Microwave is 240 volt mains powered, and you do need to make sure before you travel down the road that you remove the microwave plates from inside of it. Hob, grill and oven all work very much off the gas supply on board the caravan. And you have the igniter on the front here, as you'd expect to see. Next up, we're going to go to the fridge. Now the fridge is very straightforward to use. You've got power on the left hand side here. So we're just going to let the fridge wake up, then I'll demonstrate or show you the symbols on here. So you've got the option of gas here. If it failed to ignite on gas, it would actually start flashing the gas symbol and the temperature control, or the temperature of the fridge at the same time. To change the power source, you'd press and hold the grey button, and it will start flashing the gas symbol on its own. Then you can use the arrows left or right to select the different power source. You've next got 12 volt power to the fridge, but that is a 12 volt supply from the car you are towing with. It is not the 12 volt supply on board the caravan. Now as you'll see at the moment it's actually flashing at us here. The reason is we have no car connected at the front of the caravan. Press and hold the power button again, or the grey button, and you can go across to your 240 volt mains. To select 240 volt mains, you hit the grey button again, and then once it starts flashing on the right hand side here on gas or mains, you can actually use the arrows left or right to set the temperature of the fridge. Now if you want the fridge at maximum temperature, you need to have all 5 bars lit up, and then to set the temperature of the fridge you'll hit the grey button and it will select the fridge on its coldest mode. To turn the fridge off, you press and hold the power button and the screen will go completely blank, and that is the fridge turned off and isolated. The last thing we're going to go through on this particular caravan is the toilet system in the bathroom. Very simple to use. You have an electric flush on top of the toilet here. You have a toilet full indicator light that will illuminate red when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat itself actually turns for your convenience, as you can see. However, when you are removing the toilet waste cassette from underneath the caravan, the toilet does need to be back in this straight on position as it is now. Then below the toilet you will find the grey waste handle. Now this grey waste handle, when you're removing the cassette, needs to be in the central position, and when you're done, when you're using the toilet, push it over to the left hand side. when you're sat on the loo, so it allows the waste into the cassette underneath the van. Like I said, if this is in the open position, it will not allow you to remove that toilet waste cassette, and if you do manage to remove it, you'll probably damage the toilet waste cassette itself. So that is the Swift Archway Cottingham. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thanks again. Bye-bye.